Guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to make like an alternate universe of the world. So yeah, I have this Minecraft world that I drew. Technically traced, but yeah, looks good. And may just there's something that won't even be. Yeah. Let's just let's just pretend that there was never a Michigan. There's never a Lake Michigan. Let's just pretend. Okay, look, the world looks more. What happened here? There's a border. It's just like, what is this? What's that border here? I swear I always have one of the borders. Okay, so let's start off. We're almost every single place is started. Let's try starting it out. In Africa. Let me just. Okay, guys, you might be wondering why is the entire world blue? It's because I'm on a different layer. Let's just switch to the. Okay. This is our world. Let's start here. Let's start forming the first country to exist. That's gonna be the Nile County. Follow the Nile River. It's like an early Egypt of some sort. The Nile people take over the Nile River and most of the Sinai Peninsula and some of the Middle East and the coast. I mean the entire and this is what the road looks like so far for our country. They expanded down into Africa, reaching around the Somalia part, but doesn't really take part of Africa. Yes, a bunch of people had to just run away quickly, and then they run. And since they are already like cars in this time, no, not cars, like medieval cars, like saddles, horses, carriages. They ride them, and they a new country called Persia. They do it along the coast too, but they actually took over a lot of land. They took over this much. Next, the Nile people decide to take over, decide to explore west, and they do. This is the path that they follow, and they discover most of Africa. So yeah, this is what the Nile people had now. Then these people decide, I'm living here like my place, and they decide to just split off, creating a new country called. I wonder. I actually don't know the name for any of these countries. I actually didn't even script this. We'll think about it later. But for now, the second Nile. It's gonna be for now. Then we just do this. Then the Persians decide to try and take over some land. Now this is what it looks like. These people could be called the Jades. Yeah, Jade, because there's green and Jade is green, right? Then the Persian people start invading most of the Middle East, but not really the Middle East. This is how they look like so far. And people over here escape into modern day Turkey, and then they just bring Constantinople and stuff. And then they form the early Ottoman Empire. We will go back to them later. They are just going to take over most of the Balkans for now. The Balkans. Okay? Just most of the Balkans, okay? They have this. Now here in Africa, people decide to invade even more. So, Nile people invade or like take this part. And Somalia too. The Jade people just take a little bit of it because they're not that greedy. Then these people, they're too greedy, so let's just split away. So there's now a lot more countries in the world. We have the Arabians, that's their name. The Arabians. And then this country is going to be called the Sudanese. This is Sudanese. The Sudanese. Yeah. And then down here, these are gonna be the Ethiopians. And then these are gonna be Somalis. Now we got a lot more countries. The Arabians take over most of the Arabian Peninsula. Modern day Arabian Peninsula, and then take this, and they also take parts of Syria, modern day Syria. The Ottomans decided to expand, and they took over this much. Then the first ever war began, although these were basically like splittings. The Ottomans take most of the land. Take over it. Speaking of that, I use colors, so that's what we're gonna be setting our capitals. So here we have Cairo, the capital. This is gonna make it like a black star, a white star. Cairo. If somebody catches this, they're finished. Jade's capital is Saint Jude, whatever. Well, Saint Jade. The Sudanese's capital is gonna be called the Hormuz. For some reason, I don't know why. Ethiopia's capital is gonna be really smart. We put it furthest away from land. Call it, let's think. Call it Abyssinia. The Somalians just named their capital Djibouti. I don't know why. The Ottomans named their capital Constantinople. The Arabians, the crucial states, the Persians, this says East Stabs. Yeah. So these are all the capital of the world. Now the Ottomans are gonna try and take over the capital. It's insanely far. Until they meet the Persians. Persians agreed to try and invade. So Persians invade, and now there's two people who aren't from the same country. And now the capital is captured. Now that they've captured the Ottomans are gonna invade the rest. They're just gonna invade. And we've got this chaos. Basically, the Arabians are still not doomed. They are just having no government now, so they decided to just join the Ottomans. But then they just disintegrate. I don't know why, but I just want them to disintegrate. Now I've got the early Ottoman Empire. I wonder what they're gonna do next. This part, which is one of the Greece, they just split away for I don't know why. We're gonna add a lot of countries here, okay? They split away. They take some couple of land, and they call themselves the Byzantines. The Byzantines take over modern-day Crimea and parts of Russia. They also take over Italy stuff and some islands. So this is countries. So they take over lots of land. Now this is what it looks like. So a lot of people just escape from countries, form an agreement, and go here. I don't know why. This is gonna be called the Manchurians. That kind of fits, to be honest. The Manchurians, a new place here. Oopsies, wrong color. I'm gonna go like this. How am I gonna just go like this? Yeah, that looks cool. The Manchurians take over these lands. Do you have this so far? They set the capital city in Seoul for some reason. I don't know why they go now. I have no idea. For now, this is what the world looks like. If you would like a part 2, please like and subscribe. It gives me some support. And anyways, goodbye.